Okay, quick little video here. I want to show you guys a couple cool things I picked out. Just here in my computer room is my editing and gaming rig. I was just in here earlier today just cleaning out my bookshelf to put in some new books that I bought. So this is kind of just a little catch-all of all my books. And we got, we're on chair now, biographies up there. Your Harry Potter, because you got to have that. We have some Neil Gaiman over there. We have some war biographies and stuff over there. The Chicken Hawk is over there. Forgotten Soldier. If you haven't read those, very, very good. Some Orson Scott Card down there. Tom Lipton's book right there. Michael Crichton. I think it's some Aleister Crowley kind of mixed in there. And kind of your non-fiction kind of reference style books. And also, your collectible stuff, because you gotta have that. You always need a Goomba. There is the Jurassic Park can I made. This guy's a little kind of interesting. This is a sealed blood transfusion kit. I got one of these because I, found them. And packaged on January of 1963. So, I ever need blood transfusion, I could do it right at home. There's the ghost trap that I built. There's a couple of my Ghostbusters cars. There's some of the stuff up there. My big one's over there. But what we're after right now is this book right here, and this one, and this one, and this one. And let's go over to the desk over here. Oop. Just dropped that on my toe. And we got my little light I made. We got that on. And first up here is this guy. So this is a Pratt and Whitney catalog. So, when catalogs were printed in actual book form instead of, magazine style type thing. So this is printed in, I believe it's the 40s. Yeah, 1944. So this has everything that you would need for your small handheld tools. So it has all kinds of info on the back of threading tables and charts and stuff like that, machinery handbook style. But as far as tools go, we have, knurling tools, reamers, drills, milling cutters. There's your slab style milling cutters. And your taps. Even has those screw plate style things that everybody seems to like to collect. Let me see if I can find one here. They're going to be in here somewhere. Probably should have marked all this stuff. It would have been there they are. So these guys here, and so something like that. So if you're looking at this, you're looking at something along the lines of $30 in 1944. I did a quick online conversion, so roughly $50 is roughly $275. So if we kind of round that to $250 and say $100 is $5, that sucker is pretty darn expensive for 1944. But pretty cool. See, $10. And like single taps, milling cutters, $7.20, and things like single taps are, let's say like 50 cents, 45 cents, 55 cents. Well, pretty cool book. Now to kind of go along with this, I found all the first 3 books here I'm showing you. I found at a used bookstore that's actually really, really close to me. I found this one there too. So this is basically a handbook of all their gauging equipment and kind of shows what they're used for and kind of how to use them, I believe, and the purpose of them. And what's super interesting with this, we've all seen plug gauges and thread gauges and things like that, or how to use thread wires and how to read micrometers. If this would focus, that'd be great. But what's super cool about this one, or what I found the most interesting, is all the way in the back here, down here, was this. Air gauges. So basically, it it's an air pressure rig, and you put the plug gauge in there, and by the air pressure pumped around that gauge, they could be able to tell if it's a go or no go style fit. You know, it's pretty cool. I've never seen anything like that. Maybe a lot of you guys in production environments or anything like that have used something along this lines, or I don't even know if it's still used, but or if it was just before CMM machines or something like that, or what. But it's definitely a pretty cool thing. And last but not, not last, but another thing I found at this used bookstore was this right here, which is actually super interesting. So this is a history of Northrop. And what's also pretty cool is there's somebody's card in there. So this is dated 1976, and Raytheon, I'm not sure if they still exist in Sudbury, but obviously Raytheon still exists around here. But this phone number, obviously the 617 number, is no longer valid because Sudbury is no longer 617. This is from the time that we had two area codes. We had 617 and 508, and now we have 617, 508, 978, and 781. So we have more area codes. So this goes all the way from the beginning, pretty much, until, let me skip all the way over to the end here. The F-18, but the F-18 in prototype form, not in production. And one of the cool things in here that I don't ever remember seeing anywhere was this guy, which was in the flying wing programs. If I can find it. This thing, a powered bomb. I don't remember seeing anything. I remember seeing the large flying wings, and also this thing, the flying ram. And supposedly, reading this excerpt, they only made one of these, and the pilot laid horizontally in the cockpit. And basically, what happened is during the test flight, the pilot lost control, tried to eject, and got hit by the tail, and died and crashed the plane. And they never made another one. And we've all seen these pictures of the flying wing, the prop-powered flying wing, the YB-35, but, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool book. And last but not least, I found this online, and I had to buy it, especially since every single one I've seen online was over $100, anywhere between $125 and $150, and this was $20. And this is a cruise book from the USS Massachusetts. So these crew members were allowed to purchase these on board, or after the fact, since 1945. This is post-war. So you were allowed to basically purchase these, kind of like a yearbook or a scrapbook of what the ship went through. A lot of them, like my father has two of them from his time aboard the America, and those are like yearbook style, like they have the pictures of each division. This one does not. What's pretty cool here, though, is it also had this in there. From Art Ward of Ward Constructions. This is brass. Sorry I put this book out of sight. So, obviously, this basically starts off at the Massachusetts Building and Commissioning. Some pictures of that, if we can get there. And then her service in the Battle of Casablanca. And what I especially like about this is these hand-drawn cartoons. They're pretty awesome. See? And then just life aboard and a transfer to the Pacific in support of landings and anti-aircraft support. But yeah, pretty cool book. And then all the way up through her entire service, through the Pacific campaign. up until the end of the war. And there's her travels around the world. So pretty cool. So, just a quick video. Figured some of you guys found it interesting.